from Florida. The clerk will designate the amendment.
Amendment number 19, offered by Ms. Brown.
Ms. Brown is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have an amendment at the desk, and I ask unanimous consent that the amendment be considered as read.
Without objection, so ordered.
This amendment simply asks the Corps of Engineers to study alternative funding options where projects could be complete with less federal investment while still maintaining the project's goals. Local sponsors would apply to have their projects included in the study, so no project would be included unless they want it to be included. We have critical port and water infrastructure projects that are authorized and ready to go, but can't move forward because they haven't been listed as a new start or receive federal dollars. This amendment would allow the Corps of the Engineers to work with non-federal sponsors to work together to find new and innovative ways to actually move projects forward completion. As we advocate less funding for port infrastructure projects while asking state and local sponsors to pay a larger share of the cost, we should take any opportunities possible to move projects forward that could start with local funding and lower the overall cost to American taxpayers. Next month, Pan America will cut the ribbon on the new improved Panama Canal. Sadly, Congress have been asleep at the wheel and have failed to prepare our nation ports for the larger ships and often require 50-foot draft to enter a port. I certainly appreciate the committee's leadership in moving a new WRDA bill forward, but when we authorize more projects without increasing funding or the number of new starts, all we are doing is creating a larger list of projects competing for the same dollars.
Oh, hold on one second. I'm going to talk with Ms. Brown.
Yes.
Appreciate the gentleman offering her amendment, but this amendment appears that the underlying purpose of this amendment is to allow the non-federal sponsors that have resources to be able, in effect, to buy down the federal investment in projects in order to improve the economics, including the benefit-cost ratio of the projects. And my concern with this amendment stems from how it opens up the door to non-federal sponsors gaming the system, thereby putting at disadvantage those non-federal sponsors who do not have the resources to carry out separable elements of the project. And since we would like all non-federal sponsors to have equal opportunities when it comes to completion of projects, I urge all the members to oppose this. Again, it's
okay, Mr. Chairman,
yes,
I would like for you to work with me on this project as we move to the floor. Now, it's stipulations on these projects. These projects are already approved, are already on our list, but just sitting on our list. We haven't done anything to move them forward. I'm not talking about new projects. I'm talking about projects that we have already authorized in WRDA, just haven't funded it. So I'm going to withdraw this project. But as we move forward, I am hoping that we come up with a way that we can work with these local communities. I mean, we had another amendment, 45, 50 feet. We got to go to 50 feet so we can be competitive. When we get the local states and local communities to participate, we should be at the table as stakeholders. I'm not saying a community will come up with a project. These are projects that we have already approved, but just not on some new stars list.
gentlelady intends to withdraw.
I've already withdrawn.
Thank you. I appreciate the gentlelady withdrawing.
I'm trying to get a commitment that you will work with me.
Generally, I understand where you're coming from, and again, the 45, 50 feet, I understand that. It's all about dollars and cents, and we got to make sure everybody's on a level playing field, and making sure that, and we did some of that in the last, where we did quite a bit of that to allow some of these local projects to continue to move forward without the federal share, because that was important. So we've addressed some of that, but I'm committed to continue working with the gentlelady to figure out how we can get all our projects, deepen our ports, do the things we have to do.
I'm for earmarks. The ranking member over there say earmarks. I'm for earmarks. No, members' priorities.
I appreciate the gentlelady. Thank you for the drawing. Next, we will